I had discovered vital information on the use of the gauntlet, and recently told the heroes of Otari in the wake of losing Raphael to the Urdafan horde. Something, a life force I believed, was essential to powering the lighthouse for another firing. The heroes took time to contemplate this, their friend's fate, and their own way forward. After surprising the Urdafan and retreating, Lump's fate was set to a severe time limit through their infernal contract. However, Barkenbuck was eager to see the death of the war chief for the value of his soul as well, and thusly offered Lump a second chance to continue on and see it through, with another contract, of course. Lump refused, perhaps wishing to be no more beholden to the devil than they already were. Nirkaj wandered the library halls and was approached by his draconic exemplar again, through the natural stone of an unfinished room. There, the adamantine dragon relayed its desire for the power of the gauntlet and granted new power to Nirkaj's weapon, and informing him that he will need to find its paired weapon lost in the depths below to make full use of it. And in these private moments, Harold had unleashed his frustration by completely trashing my bookbinding room. I would have had stern words with him were it not for my own overwhelmed state from the recent events and the looming threat of the gauntlet, and the sudden appearance of Sammy, Izori's cat familiar. The heroes then regrouped and followed Sammy below to where I feared one of the sources of the gauntlet's power had been reactivated. And treading upon the death side of Physic, they entered the old chambers of one Vorlok Azrene and engaged in combat with the dreaded Void Glutton and a Gug who had laid in wait. And somewhere, hidden beyond the din of battle, Izori lay tied and tortured upon the altar as Lazda Venkervale once did. Raphael was tortured by Kerfel and Belcora for information on the heroes, and powerful entities of fate worked their machinations.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to Stemming the Tide, baby. Hey. All right. So, if you're just joining us and this is the first episode you've ever listened to, you're in a pretty fucked place right now. Things are happening.
Hear us out, though. Just
characters are dying. It's pretty wild out there.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Now, it made me think of a question that Freeman asked quite some time ago.
Uh-oh.
And he proposed it to us about how many characters have died in this AP so far. And I don't really want to include PCs in this. I'm thinking how many people we killed. So, for instance, if we're thinking about kill count, think about John Wick, you know? In the John Wick movies thus far, 439 people have died at his hands on screen.
No way.
77 in the first, 128 in chapter 2,
Wow.
and then 94 in chapter 3. Is there 4
You're
movies
missing
now?
a chapter there. Yeah, there's 4.
Well, that's just
Considering-
in 3 movies.
Those films are like 90 minutes. He's averaging over like 1 a minute. Like this.
It's amazing.
John Wick wants the smoke. He wants it all.
So good.
He's ready to crash out.
Oh, and I believe 128 in the 4th movie. I don't know.
Jesus
Anyways, it's a fucking
Christ.
shitload, right? It's like basically 500 people. And yeah, so anyone have any guesses as to how much death and ruin we have put across here?
When I proposed this idea a while back, I actually started to try to do a count, and I didn't have time to finish it. I have a document somewhere that has started the count, but I don't have it here. I wish I did. But yeah,
I'll
let's get some
start the
guesses
guess
in.
off with 128.
Nice.
I mean, no one knows the answer.
I don't want this to come off wrong, but are Morlocks people?
Oh no!
No,
I guess,
it's-
but yeah, okay, like total kills
Total
of
kills
monsters
or,
and stuff.
or destructions of an enemy.
I would say, I don't know if we'd hit triple digits. Actually, I think we might be like
no, it genuinely wouldn't. I was
high
just,
80s.
What? You don't
Okay.
think we've hit triple digits?
so like think about it this way. Like okay, like this is absolutely the optimizer, min maxer, meta game question, but like it's 1,000 XP per level. We're level 9. An average encounter will have 2 to 3 creatures per it, so it's 2 to like 30 per level, right?
This
So, yeah, we're
adventure's
easy.
milestone based though, not
No,
Not
it's
XP
it's
based.
experience. Freeman's just running at milestone, but it is XP based. Like I'm guessing we're 128. Like,
I've done a combo.
yeah, like because we've dropped a lot of bodies. Like average encounter is 2 to 3 creatures. It takes about 10 encounters, so that's 30 encounters per level. I think 128 might be low.
Yeah, I was pushing 150 at least because I'm thinking there's got to be around 20 creatures per level.
Yeah.
The first level I can say is I just did a quick guesstimation, and it's probably between 15 and 20. It's above 15 for sure.
So we're guessing the over-under is about
We
100.
should have killed Tangletop and added one more to that shit.
Yeah, I mean, if we feel like our numbers are low, we can still go back and get some stragglers for sure. But
I changed my answer to 257.
That's ridiculous. In level 2, I mean, technically you didn't kill the Slurk. The River Drake did, so I don't know if you count that, but it was in the combat you were in. But then you basically mostly just fought the Skeletal Giant, the Blood Siphon, and then some Morlocks and the one Grothlut. So that one's probably under 15 creatures.
yeah, I mean, those early ones did feel like a lot because we fucking sucked.
They were rough. Yep.
I just want to point out that Freeman has brought us back to the 3-person party dynamic, and that is called foreshadowing, listeners, or a callback. Excuse me, that's callback,
With
listeners.
3
No,
shadow.
the foreshadow is Camp's fired.
Oh. Well, it was nice to be here. I see why Lumpy was killed last session. Good night, everyone.
No, we still
Or
want
good
you to
morning,
hang
depending
out.
What time it is?
Do we need security to walk you out?
No.
or-
I'm just gonna grab my stuff.
You got to finish through your contract. Yeah.
Um,
you don't get to play, but you got to be around.
James? Guesses?
No, I mean, I'm not gonna just pick a random number out of the hat. That feels invaluable. I will say I think the over/under is probably 120. But if we're going Price is Right rules, I'm just gonna go 1.
One big one.
Just fun. Now the library level
Nice.
was a lot. There was a lot of ghouls in the library level.
1 mega
So
dungeon.
That was just 1 mega dungeon's worth. That's how many you've killed. Well, almost.
Yeah,
Currently, point 0.91.
Dunk, did you toss down a number?
yeah. I said high 80s. Maybe I'd bump that up into like 110-ish, maybe. But I still feel pretty confident on the lower end of that scale.
All right.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
You are a fighter. You're literally playing
Yeah,
a
no, I'm
fighter.
actually a fighter. I should be focusing more on that than the loving, and it would probably be doing a better job right now.
Physic was the lover.
And look where that got him.
All right. Well, I'm going to say my final answer is 187 because we're about to get to a little bit more murdering. Cue the music. Let's fucking battle.
I
Okay.
can quickly confirm that it was 27 kills in the library. Harold, it is your
Hell of a game of Clue.
turn. You have just seen Lump go down, and then another scream from Ruff has come out through the void energy that is now pushing into the room that you're in, mind you.
Harold
You do.
sees Lump go down out of the corner of his eye and just sees red, is taken back to the feelings he felt in that room as he destroyed that place, and just raising the cleaver above his head will try to go to town on this fucking void glutton.
Fingers crossed.
And the first swing is a miss
Oh, no.
with an 8 on the
26.
die.
No.
What was the total?
26.
Oh,
And will continue again with anger increasing.
This just throwing it out there. This might be a good time to use a hero point because this thing is still prone.
God damn it. Okay, I will use a hero point.
On the first one or the second one?
On the first one.
Okay.
Is that okay? Because I swung as you were saying that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so pull back time, swings again, hero point, engage. 35 to hit.
That'll hit.
That is going to be 16 points of damage plus the antithesis for 22.
Okay. 22 points plus 1d6 bleed.
That's right, baby.
Believe it or not, this thing bleeds.
Okay, now he will go for his second strike with a miss. And then final action will be to intensify the vulnerability of his current implement.
Ooh. What does that do?
So right now I am holding the amulet. I can use it because I can use the amulet to repel creatures' attacks that I am exploiting the vulnerability of, and it intensifies what I can do. So my status, my AC bonus that I can get from exploiting vulnerability and using the implement, the amulet's abeyance is increased.
Okay. But you didn't. Because you failed your exploit vulnerability, but it still counts because you haven't.
Okay. Actually,
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe this is something that I was confused on because I did still get the. Because you still get the. Personal
because
antithesis.
usually it's personal antithesis or mortal weakness, which is both fall under the exploit vulnerability umbrella. I'm just quickly wondering.
I don't know
you're-
the answer because this has never happened before.
Yeah. Okay. But this is basically a single action to intensify.
If I just if I use it,
Is there
As a
what's
reaction.
the requirement? It's just once per round. You're benefiting from exploit vulnerability. You can see your subject, and you haven't used exploit vulnerability. Yeah, I think no, it's good. You're good.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
You can see your enemy. You're benefiting from it. You might have failed, but you are benefiting from it. And you haven't used it this round, so yeah, you're good.
Okay,
So you basically get an AC bonus and a saves bonus, I guess.
which I wish now, knowing that Lump went down, I had used the.
I wasn't
Reaction.
gonna say anything.
Well,
Abeyance.
but the thing is that you're a tank, and I was like, I'm gonna save it for myself because it went before me,
yeah.
and so I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm a glass cannon, I'm gonna use it for myself, not realizing that you were gonna get fucked, and not in a good way.
Yeah, not in a fun way.
Yeah.
Not in the
So-
fun way.
I thought about it, Cam, and I decided to be selfish.
Respectable. I
At
understand.
least it occurred to you. That is Harold's turn. Nick, you may also want to take advantage of this situation while you still can. Despite the fact that the Gug is a very dangerous enemy at your back, that thing is still prone.
Yeah, well, first action will be to take a stab at the Gug
Okay.
for,
Go for the
a
Gug
28
first.
to hit.
That is a miss.
Okay, that's fine, but so then I'll turn to the Void Glutton and take an advantageous assault with a map -5.
And the old backswing.
At 27 to hit.
Is that's with the backswing and everything?
That is with the backswing.
That fucking misses. Oh.
I'm gonna hero point it. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, now's the time.
22.
Okay. Oh, no.
More like
this is
disadvantageous assault.
22 on the die?
No, 22 total, 5 on the die.
Fucking wishes.
I'm not that good yet, Scott. I'm still learning. Shit. Well, we're not looking good here, folks.
Nope.
This ain't great.
It's really not great.
You do remember with advantageous assault, you deal damage to the target equal to the number of weapon damage dice, or that number +2. So you would still do 4 points of damage to it.
Oh, even though you miss?
It's part of the failure for advantageous assault.
Oh, it was a failure effect. Oh, cool.
Oh, didn't know that. Okay, cool. And usually I hit, I guess.
I'm reaching for everything. I'm sorry.
No,
See,
no, it's
Doug's
worth
still
it.
learning. He just said it. He's still learning.
Yeah.
So 4 damage?
Yep.
Okay, 4 damage. 4 damage is 4 damage.
Third action is going to take a step to the west.
Okay.
I'm just going to say you might want to go southwest because you're in flanking now.
Yep.
You're not in flanking for what it's worth, but
Potentially.
I
Oh,
would say
right.
that you're
Never mind.
still, yeah, if you want to do that, like, you're going to be in reach of the Gug, so it might be worth the old map -10, just swing for the fences.
The odd time it actually is, yeah, because you can see the Gug has a 15-foot reach. It's an impossibly long reach for the creature of its size. It's built
Okay,
that
that's
way on
fair.
purpose.
Yeah, I'll just map -10 and death the Void Glutton. 28.
That hits the Void Glutton. Prone. While it's prone, that hits. Yep. Good call. Good call by background tactician Cam.
Lump just dying in the corners, like swing away. 15 damage, 2 sonic, 13 piercing.
So you could have advantageous assaulted on that, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, I did. Did it not calculate that? So you should have a +4 on that.
Another 4. Okay.
19 total.
Okay, that's not nothing. That is not nothing.
But still feeling like he's stabbing at a giant faceless monster and a shadow on the ground because shit's kind of hairy right now.
Yeah. Well, here's your freebie. The Void Glutton stands up, as it were.
All right. It's a 27.
27, no. Damn. The rolls are ridiculous.
We're so close.
So close. But this thing basically stands up and will... you're going to hate me for this.
I hate you already, don't worry.
Oh, no, your fear would have been gone, right, Lump? Your fear would have dropped off. Because it hit you, and you had your turn, and then you went down. That matters, my friends. It matters a lot. This thing is going to start attacking Harold.
Okay.
With its claw, 34 to hit.
Yes.
Comes in with a fearful striking
Wait.
claw.
Sorry. I'm going to use the amulet's abeyance.
Mm-hmm.
So I gain resistance of 2 plus my level.
So resistance 11.
11.
Okay.
And yes, that's that.
And is that against all damage? Resist all?
Yes.
Okay. Because that also matters a lot. Because you will now only take 9. Oh, no, sorry. Oh, resistance is going to be calculated separately. So you take 0 piercing, and it would be 19 force damage. So you're only going to take 8 force damage.
Okay.
Clutch. That's a good rule to remember, listeners. Resistances are calculated separately for damage types. You still take damage, though, so I need a will save, please.
Okay, and also because I intensified that, I do get a +2 to my save.
Okay, perfect. Amazing.
And I rolled a natty 20 anyway, so it's going to be a 39.
Ooh, boy. Okay, you are not frightened, but I will say you're not immune either. A second strike comes in at you for a 30 to hit.
That'll hit.
You're going to take 19 points of damage, and I need another one of those will saves.
Okay.
Still have the +2 bonus, though, which is great.
Yes, and then...
The advance is just for that one strike, right? It's not like...
Yeah, because it's just a reaction. So I thrust force my amulet to fucking terrify this thing, and it doesn't affect me quite as much. Yeah, just that one time. So I take the damage, and then here's another will save. Ugh, 2 on the die for a 19.
Okay, you are frightened 1, which is not looking good for you. And then I think this thing...
Sorry, how much damage did I take?
19. And then this thing is going to like fly up in the room. It can't go very far. It's not a tall ceiling, but we'll say it's like, 5 feet above your heads. And it's going to start to float over to the other side of the room, like getting over towards the Gug. Because despite it being in an advantageous position, it's feeling very much in danger from the damage it's taken. And it floats over towards what might be considered the relative safety of the void room. End of its turn. Let me just take some bleed damage. It's like limp flying away. Takes 4 bleed damage. Rolls a recovery check. Succeeds. It is doing its best to survive.
What does it look like in mechanics? Like, how injured would it look?
Oh, I think because it's a big swirling mass of eyes. So I think you've cut the eyes open. It's like this big white blue swirl, but there's just blood streaks and drips coming out of the eyes. You can see there's no lids on them, right? They're just maimed eyeballs floating in the air. It's really horrific.
So I would think it's close to death, or...
Yeah, it's looking really bad.
Okay.
And that brings us to Izori. Izori, you're still in this dark place with this mote of light floating in front of you. And it moves a bit closer, almost bobbing with this sense of excitement. And you can see there's a slight lingering trail behind it. And the voice speaks to you again.
Curious that you don't see this as revenge. Maybe I've misunderstood my disciple. Maybe I have underestimated her. Do you feel that's the case, Izori?
No, I would not dream to suggest that you have underestimated me. I think you may have misconstrued my motivations. Come here for Samal, and I intend to leave with him.
And there's another bobbing of sorts. And as it bobs, you can feel somewhere in the background this force coming up through the altar that you lay upon. And the light extends again from out of the room. Another 10 feet. Pushing its way into the room rather scarily. You can see now you have this danger entering the room, like this swirling mass, almost like seeping misty fog. And it's now come in through. It's the Void Glutton was right next to it. Now it's enveloped the Void Glutton. It's on the edges of the Gug. It's on the edge of Nick in the center of the room practically. There's a tremendous amount of danger in that essence. And we go to the top of round 3 with Lump laying on the ground, unconscious. And Lump, somewhere you hear the din of battle in your subconscious. And you hear the voice. Are you sure, Lump? Are you sure you won't sign? Well, then I will see you soon.
Soon is a relative term. And are we still doing Aeon Stone shenanigans of rolling a d10? See how long?
I've never said no, so.
All right, so it's been 2 rounds or 3 rounds. Do you want me to roll a d10 and just see?
This is the top of round 3.
Okay. Do you want me to just roll a d10 and say?
How did we do before? If you roll the exact round you're on, you get it? Or.
It was declining, so basically it would be like a d8 at this round, and if I roll an 8, I come back up. If not, then that's safe.
Oh, okay. Sure. I'm easy with that.
It's a 6, so recovery check. 14. I go down and stabilized.
And stabilize. Okay. All right. That's not a bad thing.
Nope.
Okay. And that's going to bring us to the Gug, who is going to see this void energy and know what it is, and quickly step through it into the south of the room, kind of lurching in its weird way, like extending its limb and like above or like around and underneath where the energy is swirling in, avoiding it as much as it can. Mechanically speaking, it only affects you on the start of your turn, but it is going to move. So this will provoke an attack of opportunity from Nick. No, you spent it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is going to get into a position where it can spend its next 2 actions using Furious Claws. And it is going to strike at Nick, Harold, and the downed lump.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, all at a max map. So we'll go Harold first. 38.
That's a crit.
36 points of damage.
Oof, still up, but not by much.
You got lucky.
36, you said?
36, yeah. Lump, 31 to hit. So you will go down to dying 1 again.
Dying 3.
2. Dying 3, okay, thank you.
I think I'm dead.
Oh!
Well, wounded plus doomed, because that wasn't a crit, right?
What was it?
31?
No, it's not a crit.
Okay, so dying 3.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wounded 1 plus 1, so dying
No, it should
2.
be dying,
Yep.
dying 2. Should be dying 2, but you die at 3. And Nick, 28 to hit.
Meet the beat.
Okay. And you take 22 points of slashing damage, and that is the Gug's turn. Raphael. You've just been pulled back out of this void energy and let out another voice hoarsing scream. And you are again roughly faced towards Belcora, who says to you, "Tell me the weaknesses of your friends. Not because I wish to exploit them. I tell you now, it is because I wish to recruit them. I wish to know what place they will take within my army, because there is no other way for their path forward any more than for you. This torture may go on forever, for my servant here revels in the void energy of my gauntlet, and I can sustain your life through all of the damage it does to your spirit. This is not a looming threat. It is one you can feel firsthand, here and now. Tell me everything."
Fear does not behoove you, Belcora. If you thought you could defeat them, you would have done so. Here you are, cowering, asking for my aid.
And she sneers, she hisses practically at you to even suggest that she's afraid. You've obviously hit a nerve, if she had any, as a ghost.
Yeah.
Because she's exposed herself as such. Of course she has. And she just hisses and says, "Throw him where his spirit will burn for eternity." And Kerfil just lets you go and tosses you into the center of the void energy. And you just boom, 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 land on the ground. You're landing your back, and you can feel the horrible, horrible pain of everything around you. But then suddenly something happens. It's Harold's turn.
Oh, man.
What do you do?
Better be a good one to interrupt all that drama.
Okay, if I'm leaving the square, that is...
If you do anything but step, you will provoke from the gug.
Well, yeah. So, here's the thing. Harold is going to
And
take...
I think you got to step twice.
Well, I'm wondering, do I have to step twice or 3 times to leave the room?
1, 2, 3.
I got to take 3 steps?
Yeah, you're gonna take 3 steps because it can reach to here.
If I step twice to get here,
If you stride, you'll
and so I'm
provoke.
within its
Yeah.
reach,
You're leaving.
I have 17 hit points left. I can't get hit by anything,
anything.
or I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, looking at his surroundings, looking at the void coming in, he basically gingerly steps past Lump. "Sorry, my friend." And he turns to Nick and says, "We have got to get out of here." And is basically just taking 3 steps. And that's it. He's standing over the body of Physic, ready to add to that blood if any strike comes his way.
Well, not the body, the ethereal body of Physic.
Scoot, I'm not,
don't step on me.
They didn't leave Physic behind.
Scoot, I'm not trying to yuck your yum or tell you what to do, but you have watched this creature squeeze through a 5-foot hallway with no problem. And oh wait.
Actually, Harold didn't see it. Harold didn't actually see that.
Yep,
Yeah.
never mind. Ignore me.
I mean, yeah, it could literally step forward and kill me right now. I just think that
No, I think it makes sense. Yeah, that maybe technically the most advantageous thing to do is go in swinging because there is a chance, but it doesn't make sense for a character motivation standpoint, and for me, there's no point in going in swinging just to die.
we can maybe take out the Void Glutton, but there's no way he would last another round.
Yeah.
Not if it has void healing and it's chilling in that blue aura.
That's another thing.
That's another
So
Ooh.
Harold is essentially saving his own skin right now because there's not a lot else he can do. And Nick may run past, and I don't know what Nick's gonna do, but he might die anyways.
Well,
Quick,
I
hide
mean,
behind the kobold.
Nick, what do you got?
Harold is standing in the door, and I don't think he would be wanting to run from a fight quite that easily. Although it is fucking tempting, because he doesn't want to die. Does it look like the Void Glutton's getting Void Healing? Did we say that?
Again, it's hard to say how much information you do know about a Void Glutton, since it's been so long since you encountered it.
Are the eyeballs kind of like getting more focused and...
I don't know if
No.
anybody in this party has seen a void glutton.
Yeah.
Sure, but with the assumption that the information has been accurately passed down for the most part, we've kind of done that before. But
I just mean, does it look like it's invigorated a bit from being in the light?
by the turn by turn, you don't know yet because it happens at the start of its turn, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry,
Uh,
go ahead.
Would the characters know that it is immune to magic and thus the magical healing?
It knows it's immune to spells. It is not
Okay.
necessarily it is called magic immunity, but the wording is immune to all spells except 4.
Okay, well, knowing where he is and seeing how big, stupid Stretch Armstrongy that fucking Gug is anyways. He's just gonna start stabbing from his pretty advantageous stabby spot.
Yeah.
Starting with the Gug.
Starting with the Gug.
29 to hit.
It's a miss.
Yeah, over to the Void Glutton. Natural 1.
Oh no.
And an 18 at the Void Glutton. Okay.
Just holding the rear. Lump at your back right foot, dying. Harold on the careful retreat.
Yeah, and he's stabbing into the air. Like, he's not really getting at anything because he doesn't have that much fight left in him after how quickly things turned.
And you are just doing your best to, like, even though you're trying to strike true, more than anything, you were trying to just prevent them from pushing forward. And that's when the Void Glutton is disintegrated by the void energy as it takes 30 void and just like even the blood just like dries up all of a sudden, and the whole thing just turns into this dried, desiccated mass of eyes, and it crumbles into dust and is killed instantly at the beginning of its turn.
Hell yeah.
Love that.
Yep. And this thing clearly didn't know that the light was going to build around it. Izori.
I think perhaps we have always seen eye to eye, Zori. There are forces and powers far beyond the scope of what this so-called quest against so-called evil should even be. It was more risk than you or yours could have ever known before you foolishly dove into these depths. You have challenged fate, and fate has answered your call. And it has called upon another. You have made foolish choices. And now you get to make one more. I can save you, Hizori. Free you from this pain. Present to you the choice to walk away and tip an unimaginable balance in an unimaginable direction on an inconceivable scale. Or you can seek further what you refuse to call a foolhardy revenge for your precious Samal. What will you choose? Fortune has seen enough death in this existence.
And then you hear the hiss and growl and snarl of Sammy somewhere in the background as Harold exits the room. And it overwhelms you. And you know exactly what decision you're going to make. What do you say?
You have kept me warm many nights. The twinkling of the stars, the sound of the rain on the ocean has been a comfort to me these many long years. But you are still wrong. It is not revenge I seek in this dungeon. It's death. For I cannot bear to continue to live without my Samal. So I will stay. I will continue this foolhardy vengeance, this quest for an end, until I or that witch lays in the river of souls. You offer me no choice. You offer me what you've always offered me. My fate.
And the spinner of threads, this little mote bobbing around with a slight trail, blasts into a shooting star. Something that can only be reminiscent of the star you saw upon Samal Keth's death aboard the Pashman Lancier all those weeks ago. And suddenly, below Izori, a hole, an extra-dimensional hole, opens up on the altar. The chains that shackle her to it break free, and she is pulled down through the footprint of the gauntlet with the power that only something like a witch's patron could possibly do. And in that moment is when Raphael realizes something is happening to him as well. Something linked through his own fate, the fate domain or what have you that the Shaika governs. And suddenly, Ruff, you can feel a connection to your sword across the room, to your backpack across the room. You can feel them linked to you. You can feel the ability to pull them to you. Do you do it?
Without hesitation.
And suddenly the backpack comes flying across the room and just smacks Curvel in the face. He's bah! And he doesn't see it coming at all. It's no way it
Sick.
should happen. And knocks him in the face and just comes like circling around and just like into your arms. The sword, your short sword, comes flying across the room. And as he spins from the hit, fate strikes again as the sword cuts the leather thong that is holding the lens to his back and slices it free. And it floats and flies into the air, Raphael, just in front of you. And you feel no pain. It has all vanished. Do you grab it?
He does.
You grab the lens as Kerfel falls on his ass like an idiot. And Belcora spins around, having been floating around in a seething rage. It just lets out a cry as you fly up to the ceiling. You go through the hole that's already there. You fly up through another one, and then you come to a spot where there is no hole, but an extra dimensional portal opens anyway. And you fly through, and all of the void energy starts to turn green. It goes into this crazy green color, and you can see you're now like super hero flying straight up, your backpack, putting it on your back, your short sword in your hand, the emerald lens in the other, and you're shooting straight up, nose first, and you can see figures above you that are shooting through this void energy. And as it turns all green, the ghost of Otari appears beside you, flying up through an infinite space. And he says, "My friend, we have not met, but we have an opportunity here. We must try to stop those creatures. Come with me." And he grabs you and shoots you up faster and harder than you can. And as you come up, you see one of the creatures from the prison cells. Roll me a flat check.
Holy shit.
2.
You swing your sword at this creature, but you miss as you are flying through. You were trying so hard. He's like, "Oh, do not worry. We will get the next one. Every minute counts. Every effort counts." Whew. Roll me another flat check.
11.
Tell me how you kill the spectral life essence of a Drider that's flying up through this void energy.
He just pivots and holds the sword at a small angle, so as he flies past, he just slices this thing in half.
and there's this boom kind of like feeling with no sound, but you can feel it through your whole body as this thing is torn apart in the void energy. And you fly up again, and you are coming close to yet another creature. You give me one more flat check.
15.
Yes. And you come up to another one of those lizard-like creatures that you had cornered in that room and absolutely devastated, and I was very disappointed I didn't get to use properly, and now I am disappointed all over again. Describe me how you kill that thing.
He pulls his arms together, does kind of a pirouette, and extends the blade at the end and just snaps it through its neck.
Amazing. And I should have said the first creature you passed is like this big, weird, swollen frog creature that was in the prison cell. That's the one you missed. And you shoot up, and Otari is just like, I can go no further, but that is great work. You must make sure Otari is okay. You must check on them because they are about to be in great danger. And you can see like this halting, you start to slow down alongside Otari as the extension of his ability seems to cap out. You're like arrested in your movement. And then suddenly all the green goes away and it drops down, and but then you shoot back up again as the void energy returns to what it was, and you have the briefest of moments. That it goes by in a flash, but it seems so long and in slow motion. Where Raphael and Azori come face to face as they pass each other in this infinite space. Seeing each other for the first time since Raphael dropped off Small's ashes in Absalom.
Izori, as she's moving by, gives Ruff this huge, genuine smile. There's this lightness in her heart that she hasn't known for many weeks. And as Ruff moves past her, he just hears her voice echoing out. A life for a life.
And perhaps Raphael had unintentionally forgotten all of the stories she had told, all the stories they had shared over that night of drinks. And they come flooding back into his memory because the Shaika has taken so much space. And I can have no doubt that it is incredibly overwhelming. But as this happens, this split moment happens, she says her piece, and you part ways. Ruff pops up out of the interdimensional space into the altar room filled with void energy, having the emerald lens invested already on his person, which grants him void healing. He arrives fully powered, full health, all spell slots, and capable of being healed by the power of the gauntlet.
And level 15.
Oh, wow, that's a cool item.
Raphael, it is now again your turn. What do you do?
Raphael, first action will be to run as fast as he can out of this room, and then his faith tattoo sparks to life as he spends his next two actions casting heal at a range of 30 feet on Lump from his ink.
Oh my god.
Lump in their head is just not yet, not yet, not yet. Just take one more breath, you dumb bitch. As the heal hits.
That's 16 points of heal from max fucking healing.
Holy
Fuck
shit.
yes.
Oh my god. Lump just starts awake. You can hear a Harold just like this gasp and this like the pitter patter of the very familiar pitter patter of feet running into the room, and the unmistakable voice yelling the incantation for the spell.
Raphael!
Not today, Lump.
TLC's I'm a Survivor just banging in the background.
And suddenly the gauntlet extends again. out from the room.
That's why we play this game.
It goes almost across the room. It is now definitely in Nick's space, so Nick, watch out. It is also hitting the Gug, and it is completely enveloping Raphael. Top of the order, not Lump, sorry. Sammy has entered the chat, and if you would like, James, you can cast any of Azori's spells through Sammy. You can move him around like he's got 3 actions and cast spells just for this fight, just for this moment. As the Fate Patron Spinner of Threads is changing everything.
Okay, Sammy bounds off the wall past Harold and stops, sits down, licks its front paw, and just goes, "Meow," as it spends its next 2 actions casting Impending Doom on the Gug. Get a will save, please.
Will save incoming. Oh, I rolled really well. 36.
36 is a success.
No,
so you're
not a crit
unaffected
success.
for
Oh,
one.
good.
No, 27 is my DC.
Sweet.
So you're unaffected for 1 round. Next round, you're off guard, and then on the 3rd round, you are frightened 1, and you will take half of 26 damage on the 3rd
Okay.
round.
All right. Keep me honest if we get there. Lump, you're up.
What's the level of the Gug? Because it is incapacitation trait.
Thank you.
It is
Didn't even see that.
It is above Azori's level, yeah. So,
Critical
but you know what?
success.
Fuck it. The Fate Patron is pushing the limit.
All
We'll
right.
scrap it. Let's just go. Let's just go. You are impossibly powered up. It doesn't make any sense because this is a beyond mortal realm power.
Do I just only play animals now?
I guess. Sounds that
I
way.
guess so. Lump, it's
Ooh,
your
guinea
turn.
pig next.
You just started awake and heard the impending meow of a cat next to your head.
That sounded like Doom. Lump is going to. God, I can't. My shield is still attached, but I would need to adjust it to raise my
Yeah.
shield. I am gonna go ahead and risk it for the biscuit, provoking, and cast a 2-action heal. That's pretty much all I can do. Like, I don't think. I mean, wait. You know what? I'll delay. I'll see if.
you go.
No, wait, because it'll 2-action and just pummel me anyway. So fuck it. Yeah, 2. Will provoke. I don't think there's anything else that I can possibly do because it will just start rending everything in here to shreds. To shreds, you say?
To shreds, you say. Lump starts awake and goes to cast a spell. And the impossibly manipulating, strange, lanky form of this creature reaches its whole body over like it's made of clay for a bite attack, a jaws attack. And hits for a 39.
That will crit. Lump is dead.
And it grabs Lump in its jaws and just bites down, and just like the force of this extension just pushes Lump into the wall and just almost like dismembers parts of them from the force as the teeth from its like neck head drive into their person
Sick.
through the armor, around the armor.
Pretty happy with yourself, aren't you, you son of a bitch?
I didn't know I was going to kill Lump today.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I
fuck
really
you, Barn.
didn't. I really didn't.
Sure, bud.
Lump is dead.
That is it. Yeah.
Lump! No!
And as you see this happen, you're just like so shocked, and this creature just turns away from its fresh kill and gleefully starts swinging. It's gonna go for Nick. Can it go for Ruff? It can't. It's going for Nick. 31 to hit.
That hits.
22 damage. 27 to hit.
That will miss. I'm going to use step away as a reaction and
Nice dunk.
Nice.
take a step backwards.
And this thing, frustrated that it doesn't get to have another quick second kill. Oh shoot! Okay, hold. Sorry. This thing is in. I forgot to roll the damage that it's going to take from the void energy here because it's supposed to be at the start of its turn.
If it kills it, do we get lump back?
No. 41 points of damage it takes. It reels back, and then it just like attacks, swings out, and can't seem to reach you. And then it is going to step to the back of the western side of the room, out of the void energy light, but it's just going to step so to avoid being attacked. And that brings us to Harold.
Okay. From where I am, I can see the creature still.
Yes, I believe so.
So Harold will attempt to exploit vulnerability. A failure, but can still use the personal antithesis.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one action. Second action will be to swap from the cleaver to the throwing hammer.
Mm-hmm. You give it a toss.
Traditionally, not the best, but will throw that.
As proven by Kreka.
Made it count.
And that is a goddamn natural one. So throws a hammer and ping off the wall as he is rattled right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Nick, what do you do?
Knowing that it's kind of center of the room and he just wants to get at that fucking Gug to get back at it for killing Lump, he will heartbreakingly step over the body of Lump 10 feet to the west to get within striking range with his fancy new grounding spike.
Yep.
And take a stab for a 32 to hit.
Sorry, that was a stride?
That was a stride, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that's going to provoke.
It's going to take attack of opportunity. 34.
That hits.
Okay, you'll take 27 points of damage.
Ooh,
And now you may
okay.
strike. And you got what?
32.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Well, it's all worth it if I can stab this thing in the mouth hole. 20 damage.
Okay, good. And then another attack? Oh,
yeah,
boy.
another map -5. Oh, fuck me. 20 to hit.
Oh, no more hero points?
No, that'll do it.
Raphael, you don't need it, but at the start of your turn, you are healed by for 35 points of damage.
Sweet. First action will be to stride,
Mhm.
and second or third will be spell strike, shocking grasp.
Yes.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
37 to hit.
That hits.
It's 11 points slashing,
Yep.
44 points of electric.
Damn.
This thing's got to be dead. Come on.
I love that combo. You just shock the shit out of this thing.
Zap.
And there is another big pulse from the gauntlet, and the light extends yet again to the far end of the room. It is now reaching the back wall. It's still avoiding Nick, though. It's a big cone coming out of that hole in the wall. And Sammy may cast another spell if you like. Oh, what about the impending doom? Am I affected by anything right now?
Yeah, so now you're off guard.
Off guard? Ooh, baby.
Sammy will spend 2 actions to cast Enervation. Is it a fortitude save, please?
For a save coming in, it's my best one. It's a 30.
30 is a success, so you're going to take 2d8 persistent void.
Okay, 2d8 persistent void. Oh, stacking the void on this thing. Okay, and you want to move Sammy at all, or are you just casting?
No, he'll cast 1 action magic missile. So it's
Amazing.
5 points of force.
Ping.
I love the idea of just like you hiss and then it's enervated and then your tail just like shoots a little missile out. It's Lump's turn. Pour one out, friends. Pour one out.
You just hear the death rattle of Lump no longer breathing their last breath.
No.
So
No
if it's
longer
two
breathing.
death rattles in harmony.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, that's horrendous. It is Aller's turn at the beginning. Aller, by the way, this is Aller, the Gug. Does anyone remember where Aller came from? Hero point in it for you.
Aller was from the cave with the red lens.
Wrong.
No,
Killed
that
that one.
was the other Gug.
I'm out of ideas then.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Did it come out of one of the stasis fields of the things that were getting launched?
Nope, but there was a Gug in there.
If Cam gets it
Anyone else?
right, they're alive.
Let me just go browse the
that's one hell of a
PDF
hero
real quick.
point.
I'll be right back.
Wait, you didn't read
No.
the adventure beforehand?
I read the
Noob.
first two books, but Freeman knew
It was
this.
a long time ago. Yeah.
Yep, that was a very long time ago.
yeah.
I think that was a year ago.
So no one remembers? You were told about Aller by Jacques the Imp, who was in the prison level in the room. It said, danger, do not open. That was just to the right of where you all got knocked out from the steam explosion.
Right.
And it is the creature that burrowed into the pile, punched Lump out when they woke up, and then kidnapped Izori.
My God.
Because Aller works for Belcora.
Yeah, I don't have that in my notes anywhere. And if I did, it's because I don't know how to spell Aller.
You shouldn't, because it's A-U-L-R. No one should be able to spell that. Aller
Well, no wonder he's
takes-
such a dick. Grew up with a name like that his whole life.
Aller takes 27 void damage. And then
More like all or nothing.
begins to swing wildly as it is so close to death. We're going to go for a Furious Claws attack, which is really stupid, but it's I think it's desperate. So it's going to go Claw, Rough, Claw, Nick. Rough, 42.
Crit.
James, I heard you. That was really good.
Rough's going to take 62 points of damage.
Yikes.
39 against Nick.
Hit. Crit.
Not
Yeah,
a crit.
no, that's a
Oh,
crit.
38 points of damage.
Okay, still up.
And then it is going to do a ridiculous map -8 claw attack against, rolling to see who. Rough.
If you're furious clawing, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you're gonna
Yeah.
hit Sammy or not.
Oh, can I hit Sammy?
Nope, that's 20. I lied.
Yeah, can't hit Sammy. Don't try and kill Sammy just because you died, Cam.
I dare. I dare.
Rough, does it 28 hit you?
It does.
22 points of damage.
Still standing somehow.
Oh, okay, still standing. And Aller takes 10 void damage from the persistent enervation and dies.
Finally.
Jesus Christmas.
Yeah,
God.
died doing what he loved.
Being a fuck
Rending
boy.
things to pieces.
Avoiding responsibility.
Boo.
And that's where we're going to call it.
Yeah,
Finger
that's,
guns,
that's,
finger
that's the
guns.
episode right there. Fuck you,
Show's
Freeman.
over.
Suck it, Barn.
And now Nick will stop ignoring his very elf-like tendencies and eat the cat. No.
You want to roll me some void healing there, friend?
Yeah, I'll roll you a quick void healing. It's 9d6,
something
34 at the beginning of your turn. Harold, you're in the back, just barely having recaught your returning hammer. Only to see this creature go down in a dusty disintegration of void energy.
Within that one, I like to think he just threw the hammer, hit himself in the thumb, and then it came right back.
Hit the door jam.
Just dropped on my foot and right back into my hand.
And Rough, from where you were standing, you're like, it becomes your turn. You suddenly get healed, and you turn around and you see the echo of the last pulse from the gauntlet as it extended through. You turn, and out of the corner of your eye, you see this sort of spirit, kind of like the ones that you saw earlier, and some of which you defeated. And it was an heavily armored humanoid with a very large sword.
Oh, come on.
But now you have a moment of, well, the combat's over. I would say a moment of reprieve, but not really. The combat is over. Ruff, you get healed by the void energy, and now you all have this, like, breath to catch as you register Lump's death.
If that breath could somehow also contain 99 HP.
Not likely with our healer in a hump, in a heap.
In a hump and a
In
heap.
a hump.
In
In a humpty hump. So is the void energy still entering the room, or is it gone?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's still pumping. It's still pumping out.
Rough.
Everyone out of the room. Help me with Lump.
Harold steps in and puts his hand on Lump's armor set into their skin and flesh, and just begins to pull Lump out into the dining room.
As they drag Lump's body away, Lump awakens on a red soil in a canyon with just the skulls of dead kings looming above them as they pull off their helmet and throw up on the ground. And they quietly stand up, seeing themselves in hell, turning to the side and seeing Bark and Buck.
Wow. That was quick.
Well, I'm not sure that taking another contract with you would have made a difference. So I'm glad to only have had the one. To go out on my own terms for once.
But continue on my terms.
If there is one thing I've learned in my life is just to keep walking forward until you can't anymore.
Well, then let's make sure you can see where you go.
And Lump flinches as Bark and Buck just rips their eye out.
You knew where I was going.
Yep.
We all knew you sick fuck.
Barkham Buck just reaches in and grabs Lump's eye and just produces this I have it what was it? It's like a sulfur eyeball, basically.
And Lump blindly just motion sense pats around until they find it, putting it in themselves, feeling it sear the inside of their skull, the flesh burning, before just turning into a dull pain left over from the heat. The feeling of touching a hot pot, pulling your hand away quickly, but it still stings.
And Lump goes on to serve. Whew.
You're sick, Barn.
Oh, this is sick. I'm about it.
Sick in the best way possible.
That was not the trade I thought I was making.
You weren't making a trade for Lump, I'll tell you. That was
Yeah, you
never
were.
planned.
Yeah, you were. No, that was
definitely never
planned. Freeman rolls behind a screen for a reason, listeners. Because he's a Weasley cheater, man. I'm just kidding.
Oh, man.
He was just telling me, oh, Cam, you have so many great concepts of characters. I can't wait to see the next one. And I was like, okay, like right before we started recording. Then now I'm dead. It's like, oh, okay. That's convenient timing.
Yeah, he did the same thing to me when I was talking about Kruka, and then he killed Physic and came up with some lie about Volok and fucking...
Oh, it's an AoE
being
blaster
scared about
splasher.
Ariel.
Yeah, fucking Weasley liar, man.
What can I say?
You're a Weasley liar, man.
You sick in the biscuits.
Sick in the biscuits. Oh, God. I don't know why. That just sounds really gross.
I don't know
really
if I want
does.
him to have healthy biscuits.
I don't want him to.
Well, you drag the incredibly mangled body of Lump back into the dining room here, and you don't know that's happening in the background to Lump's soul.
We never found out.
You never really found out what the contract meant.
Do we ever find out about the contract at all?
Oh no, Lump told you, but only very recently. Very
Yeah,
recently.
because we were planning the Medusa.
And like that's when they did the research, like
Right,
after telling you.
My bad.
Yeah, and but you never managed to resolve it. If you want, I can give you how they could have got rid of it, or maybe that's a behind the scenes show. I don't know.
That's behind the scenes streaming. Let's
we'll
leave
keep
them
behind the
guessing.
scenes.
Yeah, we'll do some post-mortem on the death that you just incurred.
So how do you post-mortem decompress as a group?
I think we need to bring them to Otari. They have earned a place among our friends and compatriots. And more than that, when I was being shunted through the fabric of reality or the gauntlet or whatever that may have been, I spoke with Otari's ghost, and they said to head and return and ensure the safety of Otari from here. This is another less than pleasant homecoming, I am sure.
I don't know what type of home we're going to come home to. Gods know what went there in the light. We need to bring Lump home, but we need to move fast if we're going to help.
I'm sure there is a teleportation circle nearby that we can activate and move as quickly as we possibly can. I agree. I know where it is. Ruff doesn't. He's never been here.
The doors technically
Harold-
were open, Freeman
They
said.
were
as
open.
we walked
I
in.
did
But
say it earlier.
Ruff's
yes.
never been
Yeah.
here. He didn't
know, I
come
know.
through
Yeah.
there. He
So-
came through the floor. Like,
Harold
I
would have
saw
it.
one.
He went down the.
yeah, I mean, Ruff is all of a sudden inclined to make haste to Otari, not only to give Lump a proper resting place and get them out of where he's under the impression they spent the majority of their waking life is this hellhole. And even though they don't feel like a citizen of Otari, or they didn't feel like a citizen of Otari, or that was the impression Ruff got, that is just objectively not true in his mind. It always has been. And now, as much as anyone, they deserve a place of honor among our dead.
Yeah, and Nick's kind of shell-shocked, but wants to take Lump. Like, is already trying to think about go about the logistics of getting a body that big through with a creature that small, and knowing that they're all going to have to pitch in. But Lump was one of the heroes of Otari as far as he was concerned. So
I'll just cast grease on their legs, and we can just drag them.
I'll take the legs, Harold. You take the arms.
That's hilarious.
I'm pretty sure I was bitten in like half, so you could probably just shove me in a bag of holding and just call it a day. Wipe your hands.
I was thinking more like the jaws went around your like chest area, and because they're kind of they're not. It's not like a big round mouth. It's more like oval.
It's a Venus flytrap. Yeah.
There's a Venus flytrap, yeah. So each side went into your shoulders. That's why I was saying you're practically dismembered. Your arms were almost just severed through, kind of thing.
Duffy, I need you to very solemnly open wide.
Very well.
Eat the lump, Duffy.
So are we in agreement? We're heading back to Atari to try and stem this tide, if you will.
Yeah.
If I may.
Absolutely.
Let's all stem this tide.
So they drag. I mean, I guess I don't know if it's canonical or not that we're putting Lump in Duffy, but we head to the teleportation circle.
No, I think Duffy's going to refuse that one straight up.
Yeah, that seems
Yeah,
fair.
I think the 4 could manage a carry. Nick's got the Titan Wrestler feat.
Well, and we could just build like
You also
like
only
like
really
a-
have to bring them up the stairs to the library for now, if you want to. Like, you don't have to go all the way to Atari right away and dragging a body in full plate armor.
That's
True.
what I was leaning towards. Also, while we're having this conversation,
a little worried Augrail will eat them.
they aren't undead though.
Well, not yet.
While they're having this conversation,
Holy
Harold,
shit! Can we get Augrail to bite Lump?
That's too late. It's too
Oh.
late.
while they're having the conversation, Harold is going to use the feat prescient consumable, and will take 1 minute and pay for and produce a lesser healing potion and use it.
Ruff will give Nick his healing potion moderate,
And Nick will drink it because he's going to die.
and Ruff will just step back into the void energy for a hot second.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 9. 37.
Yeah, perfect.
So I've put that item in your inventory, by the way. You
Yeah,
are
I saw
invested. Yeah. you can
Not
look
for
at
much
it.
longer. He's very
Yeah,
much
I was gonna
gonna
say-
gonna de-invest in that very soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's a
25
rather
HP
useful
from
tool
the
at the moment.
potion.
Yeah. So do you take Lump's buddy to Augrail first instead?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
I'd say
I
so.
guess so. Yeah,
Because they're
Um,
still in a hurry and
yeah.
need to get going.
I was hoping you would.
So as they're getting into the teleportation circle, Ruff like looks back and sees Sammy just sitting there at the doorway. It licks one paw and then it just like mists into this fog, appearing as this stern-looking old man with a short beard and a heavy axe in one hand. Stepping out of the room is this incorporeal woman whose skin has been smoothed. Her hat's back on her head, this fearsome-looking rapier at her side. She puts a hand on his chest, kisses him on the cheek, and the two vanish.
Cute.
Do they vanish as shooting stars?
Inside, yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like I caught a reaction from you on camera when I referenced the shooting star earlier.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that was great.
And as I guess we as the players say goodbye to those characters finally and forever, you bring Lump's body into the library and Augrail greets you with a heavy, heavy sigh.
Oh no. Another one. Another one whose story ends. I'll never forget. Lump. And I will make sure that there is a record, so that they may never quite be forgotten.
Ruff, holding back tears, just hugs Augrail. Just like falls into a hug with Augrail.
Gives you a little like pat in the back of the head kind of thing.
One of the things I don't know if we as the players realize that, I mean, I've never fully internalized it, is that Augrail's our narrator. Like, he does the intros to every episode, and if you don't listen to them, like us as players, if we don't listen back to them, we don't realize how much of a connection I think he's made with our audience indirectly, just because he is narrating the story. And
In fact, my good friend John, who I do the live streams with, recently told me that he loved when Augrael came in, and I said, "Oh, like minor spoilers. He becomes the guy. He's the chronicler." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you called him the chronicler." I was like, "Oh, I didn't even remember I said that." But yeah, he becomes the chronicler of the story. And,
and I just it's a really nice touch to see it put in play. So just excellent job, Freeman, on everything you've been doing with Augrael.
Thank you. I love Augrael. Augrael's so good.
Me too.
Yeah, wow, Freeman's so fucking chill, man.
I can't be mad at him. I got my sweet little boy back.
In like probably the most anime superhero thing I've ever done ever.
That was some serious.
I hope everyone
weeb
liked
shit.
it. It was even a bit extreme for me, but I was like, I'm making the Fate patron like. You all know I don't know if I've probably said it a little bit.
I'm taking
on air,
Lump's life.
I said it off air. I've said it before. I really, really don't like not having a massive gap between mortals and gods, and I don't think mortals should be god. I don't think we should play gods. I don't think mythic play is interesting. I like there to be a massive gap that's incomprehensible, and I like the idea of players having a hand in a scheme that like undoes a god's plan, but I don't think they should ever like really go to toe or meet face to face. I just don't. That doesn't work for me in my fantasy headcanon. But a witch patron is not necessarily a god. It could be a powerful entity of some other kind, and it to me I've always interpreted as something that's a little more hands-on when they choose to be, because they're a little more mysterious, so they're never quite pinned down what they're supposed to be. And I wanted to go with that to make that scene, and I wanted it to be kind of extreme. It did feel a little bit silly as I was doing it, but I was kind of having fun too. So I hope everyone at least enjoyed it.
I thought it was great. More than anything, my heart goes out to Cam tonight. I know what it feels like to lose a character that you love. A couple of times at this point.
yeah.
So hopefully you've got a cool backup character and you're not too torn up about it. But I get it. Drop the F's in the Discord.
Yeah, Lump will be missed, and I just hope we can all take solace in the fact that PGP is gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah. Or me.
Well,
I did promise
one day-
that Lump would never die. So
Yeah,
Millions of times.
One day
Yeah,
she's gonna buy that plane
Yeah,
ticket and
almost.
just come at me. You just know it.
Almost to the point that it was inevitable, I think.
oh yeah, no, it's
to the point of hubris and beyond.
well beyond.
But
Well beyond.
You know what? I guarantee you can't kill Lump twice.
yeah. Let me back in, Freeman. One more try.
Challenge accepted.
I tried.
We'll see
I
what
tried to make you a
Barkenbuck has in
ghoul.
store.
Yeah. Let me go check the rituals to see if you can summon him back in.
Come back as a ghost.
I mean, resurrect is a ritual.
Book of the
Yeah,
Dead,
there
baby.
are op-
Let's see what's up.
You grab the ghost archetype. That's a real thing that exists.
Lump can come back as a zombie.
I seriously thought about bringing Gilda back as a ghost.
Crook has been studying. He's gonna sue the fuck out of Barkenbuck.
Yeah, there we go.
As you have this tender moment with Augrael, and Augrael releases you from this hug rough, he goes over to Lump's body and kneels down, and looking longingly at this disformed body that Augrael relates to, this strange identity that's not what it used to be, but owned what it became. And he says,
Whenever I am down in the dumps, covered in scrapes and bumps,
sorry.
Jesus Christ,
Son
Freeman.
of a bitch.
whenever I'm down in the dumps, covered in scrapes and bumps, I'm happy in retrospect for all of the lack of respect, because I've learned to take my lumps. And that's what we're going to call it.
That honestly hurt worse than you killing my character. Like that honestly, like all the other jokes, that was fine. It's whatever. That one was just,
That one cut to the core.
yeah, that one, it's just like, what did I do, Freeman? Like, I took it well. I took it on the chin. I didn't fucking complain. I didn't cry. And now you're just, okay.
Had to make it hurt somehow, I guess.
Yeah, I guess like the fired from the podcast. So maybe I just quit the podcast. No, I love y'all. I would never leave.
Good. We love having you here.
And as it all fades to black, Happy by Pharrell Williams comes on. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Suck it, Baron.
Suck it, Barn.
Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.